So guys, as you know by now, I typically don't cover all the software updates, especially ones that don't apply to everyone across the world. I do, however, have a dedicated channel which gives me a little bit more flexibility and time to talk to you about different topics. If you want to check that out, that link is in the About page on this channel. But for this one topic here, we are going to make the exception, as this software update I consider to be one that is very substantial. In the latest software release 2024.3.2.10 and the full self-driving stack version 12.5.4.1, there are various improvements to the camera relating to safety. As Tesla had transitioned over to the single end-to-end neural network trained on millions of video clips, replacing over 300 lines of explicit code, they have improved tremendously on the performance and comfort of full self-driving version 12. However, there is one final point to making the system as reliable as possible, and that is to greatly improve on disengagements. Tesla has made some really great improvements over the years, specifically on the Vision Auto Park stack, now completely removing all instances of ghost or phantom braking. But for the one major point that they have been working on and considered to be the crutch of full self-driving is the critical disengagement and aborts that happens every so often. So what this would mean is every once in a while you are going to get the abort warning with two hands on the steering wheel, letting you know that the system has completely disengaged and you need to take over immediately. This is obviously not a good sign of confidence, as for the majority of you that have purchased full self-driving supervised, as you are looking forward and paying attention to the road, you are expecting the car to do practically everything. Now, of course, with this system here, for all intended purposes, is still considered a level 2 driver assistance system. It means that you are expected to take over immediately as the system disengages, and you should never fully rely on it. However, with the car doing practically all the driving, it's easy to forget that you are still in charge if it makes a mistake. Now, in the last few months, with all the latest improvements, it's very rare to have the car make any critical mistakes forcing an intervention, but it does, however, react to false positives, causing the entire system to abort. So with the latest software update 2024.3.2.10 and full self-driving 12.5.4.1, Tesla has brought all the list of improvements related to critical aborts. First off, they have improved on the public road aborts. This means that while you're traveling and it detects objects or paths it thinks it cannot go around, it will give it a second thought before handing control back to you. Next, they have also improved on false positives for collision avoidance. This has been more fine-tuned through various clips of near-miss collisions to ensure it doesn't abort and disengage prematurely. Then finally, the most important one of it all, and the one that has been affecting all of us one point or another, and that is the blocked or blinded camera disengagements that happens when you drive directly into the sun. Not only is it just the bright sun that has taken a toll, but it also is the dark roads as well as rainy days when the cameras have been covered in raindrops. All of this tends to affect the camera's ability to see, and even just for a split second, the abort message comes up and disengages immediately. So then Tesla, with their latest software update, has managed to improve greatly on all of these key areas, and although we don't know what to expect and what certain extent it has gone to, we're going to be able to notice the improvements over the next few months, similar to what we had seen when phantom braking was no longer an issue. In addition to the improvements on abort and disengagement, we have also gained two more things that came along with this update. The first one being refined dumb summon. There has seemed to be some improvements that they are working on to base it off of the same vision stack, giving it more precision when moving back and forth. Then we have the second item on the list, which is now having the ability to add a custom completion sound rather than the ones from the drop-down menu. This is used for AS or actual smart summon when the car finally reaches its destination and plays a sound to alert the owners. Then finally, as usual, to wrap things up, they have also included a few upcoming items we can expect to see in the following months. One would be the HomeLink and MyQ integration for garage doors. This would work well with the full self-driving stack and the actual smart summon once they are all tied together. And then for the final point, we have our first tease of usage without continuous press. This would be referring to actual smart summon and how it eventually work with a single click of a button. So there you have it. I would say that this is one of the largest small updates we've ever had. One of the updates that packs so many different items and improvements without being one of the major seasonal spring or summer updates. Now, like I said, even though they've greatly improved on the aborts and disengagements, this doesn't mean that you can pay less attention now. If anything, anything, it means that you should be paying more attention because you are relying on the system even more with the vision tracking rather than the hands on the steering wheel. And on top of that, Tesla's very own manual that you can access within your vehicle right now says that the disengagement does happen when it faces rain, fog, snow, and just really bright light. So this is something they are very hard on, and until this message is completely removed and the car is fully autonomous on full self-driving, you are going to have to pay attention as much as possible while you're using the system. Anyways guys, I thought this was an update that was worth mentioning because it was a really big one. And one additional thing I thought I'd just throw in because it came up this morning is that the no-neg vision-based interior camera system is now active in Europe. That means that for enhanced autopilot or full self-driving, as long as you have the package and you are on the freeway, it will activate, and your hands, as long as it's on the steering wheel, you no longer have to rely on the torque sensor or the tug that you would typically do. Go test that out after updating to this latest software update and let me know in the comments below if you guys are experiencing any more nags or if you guys are still getting some but much less. Anyways, this should be it for this update. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, as well as following me on Twitter at HeyJohnE. Over there, you will get the latest and you guys can chat with me and I will respond as quickly as possible. This should be it. This is John once again. Peace out.